Woo! Michigan City, folks. It is Lisa Vahey, cuddled up in a sweater that's one step away from being a blanket here in cold Cleveland. As you may be finding out now, or just in the email that accompanies this video, we are going to reschedule due to the very, very cold weather. But I'm using this new video recording tool that I heard about in Jennifer Gonzalez's Cult of Pedagogy podcast, and I'm trying to up my technology game, and so am making this, hang on, let me move the screen, using this really cool new product that I'm obviously going to have to link in the notes to get this video out to you. Screencast-O-Matic. Screencast-O-Matic. It's like a free version of a webcam where you can post things up. So super excited to be trying something new. And I'm taking our analogy for the year that we're climbing Everest. Remember when we brought Dave Stewart into the room with us, and he uses that analogy of climbing Everest. Thanks, Dave. We're climbing Everest, man. Backpacks, coats, hats on, and I want us to continue to flourish, even in the time that we're not together. And we're working to merge sort of those cognitive skills that we're asking readers to carry and those social emotional skills, that building of a reading community, that building of a writing community. And I want us to keep committed to this work, even when there's things that get in the way, hurdles like Everest or hurdles like cold. So we've been talking a ton about using interactive read aloud and growing our game there, right? Changing the lenses we use when we choose books, thinking about the kind of preparation we do, our commitment to Post-it notes, deepening the kind of questions that we ask. Oftentimes we're planning, hang on, it's balanced over here, the continuum in our hand when we plan, thinking about the standards that we're embedding, the structures that we're committing to, like turn and talk or thinking aloud or doing more modeled writing before we ask kids to write on their own, or that super joyful, super easy thing of keeping that list of books, all the books that we've read, and posting it proudly in our room and returning to it and, putting it on our Snapchat or sending it home with families. So as we're getting used to putting, the new year, 2019's on our papers, we've made this shift in our work from that read aloud work to this writing about reading. And there are three things, right, that they tell you when you're going to give a speech. Put three things out there to help us get better at this. And in the in-between days before we see each other again, this is a little warm message to keep us focused. 1, book choice matters. As you're getting ready to help kids think about writing about reading, book choice matters. So you want to have the standards in front of you, and you want to have the continuum in front of you, and you want to carry your heart and the minds of your kids in front of you as well, because you know them better than anyone else. And we've talked a ton about really high quality criteria. And when we're balancing all those pieces, it gives us the opportunity to really choose wisely. And as we do that work of choosing wisely, I'm going to put one new book in front of you that we'll use, and it's How to Be a Lion. Have you guys seen this book yet? Man, we're going to read it together when we're in person and talk a little bit about the courage and the being brave that's in this book. I'm going to have to put it on Kathy's to buy list. Okay, book choice matters. Number 2, model, and do things together first. You cannot ask kids to write about reading before they've had the opportunity to do the kind of rigorous writing about reading that we're talking about in the safety and trust of the literacy community that you've created. You want kids to be able to close their eyes and see what a great reader response looks like, what a great literary essay looks like, because you've modeled it and you've done it together. And before you ask them to do it alone, you want them to know, we practiced this. You guys are becoming experts. And these models, when you choose those books well, they become the touchstones for the future work that you do writing about reading. They become the seminal essays where you've unpacked character or explored that writers might have 2 different big ideas, or that a reading community might take away 3 or 4 different big ideas if the book is that good and that powerful enough. Keep those anchor charts up. Keep them posted. Celebrate them. Lean on them. When there's only a few minutes left before you need to line up for gym, reread them. See if there's anything else that kids want to add because they've grown up another month in your classroom and they've gotten smarter. They've had more experiences. Book choice matters. Modeling matters. And here comes number 3. Writing to share your thinking, which is what we're leaning into now. That's work for life. Yes, it's important for the test and it's important to show that you're meeting the standards. But really, that idea that we want kids to write to share their thinking, write to share their ideas, write to talk to the author, to talk to us, that is work that we need to do for the rest of our lives. So think carefully about the prompts and make sure that you're getting to that deep, rich place. What saddens you or surprises you? Remember that books like Each Kindness allow you to have those kind of moments of deep emotion. What are kids learning about life, their own lives, the lives of characters, or the life that an author envisions that any of us can be a part of? How can we make connections between the great books we're choosing and then other books that kids are reading in guided reading, in the library, independently, at home? This is all super important stuff, and we know that this work is tiring, right? So stay energized. As we get toward Everest, as we recognize the work that we're doing takes commitment and persistence and a lot of joy every day, think about those 3 things: choosing your books wisely, modeling, and making sure that you're teaching kids for life, not just for this lesson. You're giving them seeds that they're going to carry with them the rest of their lives. Hey, when we're together again, be sure to bring some student work with you. Start this work. It doesn't matter. Maybe it's a picture of the modeled writing that you're doing and you'll bring some copies of that. It doesn't have to be expert yet. We are growing and learning community. We might be approximating before we get to that level of expertise. So kiss your brain, head off into the next few days before we're together, knowing that when we see each other again, we're going to gather some courage and some bravery from a great text. We're going to do some work, looking at work, maybe even some modeling ourselves. And we're going to continue to be the kind of teachers that are climbing Everest with joy and passion and energy. And I'll see you soon. And gracefully enough, it might be in the 40s next time I see you. Who knew? Okay, stay safe, friends. Bye.